Oh, so I've been out of the bar for a while and I got back and there's this huge box filled with barware and it could not come at a better time. A company called ABarAbove sent this to me. They sent me a stirring glass, a 14-piece craft bar set, and a set of craft cocktail straws, which I actually desperately needed. First, let's open up the stirring glass. It's the most obvious one here and it does come at a great time, because getting back from DC this past week, they actually broke the stirring glass that I had packed, which is super unfortunate, but it comes at a perfect time for me. Next, we have the cocktail straws, which I also needed. I've had 2 cocktail straws, but they're kind of a pain to clean because they have a bend in them. And these are actually really cool. They come in 4 different kinds, basically. There are 2 different lengths, 2 different thicknesses, so you can kind of stylize them to whatever drink that you want, and there's 4 of each kind, so a total of 16. Not only that, they also sent me this dishwasher bag for them so that I don't lose them, which is one of the main reasons it was hard for me to clean the other ones. And they also sent me 2 of these nice brushes, which you can actually hide in the thicker, longer straws. I'm gonna move that aside and move on to the next piece, probably the main thing, the 14-piece craft barware set. There's a lot of stuff in here, but to start, they sent me these nice cocktail picks. And actually, pretty much everything they sent me has this sort of gold coating to it. These are actually incredibly nice. They feel really solid in my hand. That's going to be kind of hard to communicate on camera, but I'll grab one of these and kind of try and get it close to camera 1 to show you guys. Look. Just look at that. And it's weighty, like it spins in your fingers, like you can actually feel it when it's there. It's not the kind of pick that you're just gonna accidentally drop or fling somewhere or throw away, because God knows that happens. Next we have the shakers, and inside the shaker they also sent me what is probably one of the best jiggers that I have, if not the best jigger that I have. It feels really great, the weight feels good. And when you get a look inside, you notice that it has the extra lines that you need to measure, but it doesn't just have like 1.5. It also has 1 3/4, 1 1/4, and those lines you don't normally have. Normally you have to measure 2 different times, or you have to eyeball it. Then we have the shakers, the same sort of like just really good, decent weight. I was surprised because the metal looks very thin. There's the branding there on the bottom. But the weight feels very natural for a set of shakers. They're not super heavy, but they're not incredibly light. And it doesn't feel like these are the kinds that are going to get banged up very easily. Decent fit together. Feel good when you shake them, even when they're empty. Like I said, lightweight and perfectly balanced in my opinion. They also sent me a fine strainer, easily the best fine strainer that I have. That is incredibly fine, the pores on that, and it has the little hook on the edge so that it'll stay on your glass. Then the stirring rod. Gotta give everything a little spin, a little test run. Both the spoon side and the blunt side spin around really well and evenly inside that glass. Then a muddler that looks like it could be a murder weapon. Best wooden muddler that I have for sure, and they also include instructions telling you that you can put it through the dishwasher, but you're safer washing stuff like that by hand. Then there's a julep strainer, or a slotted spoon, I've heard some people call it, and that's what it looks like inside of the stirring glass. That's normally how you would use a julep strainer. I normally use those exclusively for stirred drinks. I don't ever use them really in a shaker unless I don't have a Hawthorne strainer. But luckily, they send me a Hawthorne strainer, and the whisk on this thing is incredibly tight. I'm going to take it off really quick and show you guys this. This is probably the most important part of your Hawthorne strainer. And then put that back on there, and I'll show you guys exactly how tightly wound this whisk is when it's actually on the strainer itself. There you go. That's going to keep a lot of your pulp out of your drink without even having to use that fine strainer right there. But I'll show you guys what the whole apparatus looks like if you are double straining. Look at that. It's so nice. If you like shaken and refreshing cocktails, this setup is going to make sure that you don't get any unwanted pulp or any uneven foam on top of your cocktails. And last but not least, they also sent me a coaster with the branding on it. There's the company. It's called ABarAbove. If you guys want to look them up, find them online. And they also sent me instructions for how to clean everything in the kit. It's pretty much all dishwasher safe. The only disclaimer is that the muddler you probably should wash by hand. I get asked a lot what kinds of tools you need to start a bar at home, and normally I say you don't need one of everything, but if you feel like you do, this is probably the best kit for you.